Hello and welcome. It is the completion of the second day of January 2020. My name is Derek and this is the Money Charts channel where, like always, all bets, trades, and the like within each his own risk and their own reward. In today's video, Litecoin and Dogecoin. I've talked about Bitcoin and Theta a lot recently, and well, recently and even earlier today, last night, day before that, a couple times that day and whatnot. So I'll give it a break for a few hours maybe, depending on what the market does anyway. But what a signal. Whatever you do is what you do, but if this thing gets above this 137 mark, and it really looks like it's going to happen, well, the potential to me is that we at least got another 100, but I believe a big dartboard rally is going to be upcoming, and this will be a spectacular 2021. What the markets do is what the markets end up doing, of course. But I'm seeing a lot of optimistic signs. The one thing I was expecting when Bitcoin would have a clear break above 20,000, which would be like 24, 25, 26, and it's done that way back when, that we'd start to see the dartboard rally signs. And I don't know I don't really see it yet, but I'm seeing somewhat of decent signs. And well, right now, again, Litecoin's got a nice little, very good bullish signal as well. And when I talk about dartboard rally, not only do these coins would crush the dollar, but they also crush the Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is well overextended. It wouldn't surprise me if it cools off and altcoins just tear within that time frame, or it rallies at a very slow rate where Bitcoin or other coins go up big. We'll see if that happens. But as it goes, the daily term time frame looking very nice. We came up to this Fibonacci line December 26th, 27th, and about a week or so going sideways, finding support at around 120 low change. And within today's session, making a move back up to the upper Fibonacci line where it hasn't been since the 28th. And well, if it breaks it, it could get very, very interesting. Let's take a look at this on the 4-hour term time frame. And within it, you can see more about the sideways range coming back to the resistance that it had starting December 19th. And that's supported for several periods. Lifting off above it this morning and getting above it in the last period, which was awesome how it stayed and held above this level and even had a retracement coming back to the day resistance, intra-week resistance rather, over the last 2-3 days. And then closing above it, so we're starting a new period in here. If it holds and stays, not only above it, but even around 133. If we can, or even 133, 134. In fact, I'd be surprised if it even goes down to 133, if it even does, like maybe 134, 135. Of course, what happens, but because it already had its retracement within the previous period, it's looking pretty damn good right now. On the single-hour term, it had a decent-sized correction on the 15 stamp after these 2 reg periods down. Again, more coming back. You can see here, resisting this level, this level of resistance between supporting, rather. And then coming up to the 18 average of highs, holding at the previous hour. And 1 quarter through this hour, just continuing to hold and show strength amongst the 18 average of highs. It is looking very, very good to me. On the 15-minute term time frame, just over the entire day, it had a chance in here to resist amongst this level. It comes to the 18 average of highs. Is it pulling that back down? No, a little bit on the 18 stamp, but it rebounds really quickly, and then it's had now on its 4th period since then, and holding and staying above the highs as it is. To me, this is looking like a very, very good setup. On the weekly term time frame, price action had this little bit of a sideways little move in here for about 3 or 4 weeks. But now this is now week number 3. What a beautiful week of almost 40%, followed by 11% up. And this week coming close to a completion is 7.8%. The last 2 weeks, including this, haven't been that big, but yes, overextended or extended from the 18 average. Also, you look at a double bottom type of situation right here, and a little bit of higher lows. Spent more time at this lower area here, but very good setup. If the market comes back down, we find support where we came from around 84, maybe we come back down to 68. That doesn't kill the bullish pattern. In fact, we make another higher low. I don't think that's going to happen. It still could, but to me, it looks like this is poised and ready to make a move up towards and breaking the 200, 209 level, basically 220, 230. Because we figure this line here, that's a decent pierce above, so maybe 2.25. This wasn't that large of a pierce above, but it still was in here. On the monthly term time frame, it's been, how is it going to hold this phenomenal 2017 rally? Well, it goes from like a few bucks in here, the price of like $4, price of coffee for a few days or for a few people, and then a lot more. 420, I think the high was 420. Yep. And then this pullback, when you look at, especially when you look at a log scale chart. I mean, the non-log scale looks like this. Okay, but the log scale looks like that. Big difference. And there we go. Now, I hate to use these terms, and I don't know what other word to use, because it's almost an oxymoron to say it this way. But there are a few coins in the crypto space. I would consider that to be your grandmother's coins. And again, I hate to use that term. It's just lack for better, cool name. And that there are just some coins that are extremely volatile. Like playing Ripple right now is not for the weak in heart. But which cryptocurrencies out there give you the opportunity to play and there won't be as much of the aggressive moves? And well, one way of looking at this is, okay, Bitcoin is at all-time highs 60% above its previous where it was before. Ranked, of course, number 1. Litecoin's ranked number 5. And that's pretty good for Litecoin. It's very rarely even better than that. It's usually, lately it's been like 6, 7, 8, 9 even, oftentimes too. So here we see a coin down well more than half of its all-time high cost, but still one of the top coins on the market. All these coins are getting their asses kicked. So a lot of people who are buying into these markets, they were on Christmas of 2017, and they didn't get into Bitcoin or not much into it, and they played the altcoins. A lot of them are still down a little bit. Of course, there's been other coins like Chainlink and Theta that have been doing phenomenal, and getting into them. I know hopefully a lot of people here with Theta are experiencing tremendous gains, along with maybe all these other coins that are going up as well too. Myself, I am. But the whole point about this is, if this goes up or down, you're probably not going to expect as much of the big movements. But the reason why I state it's an oxymoron is the sense is, if you're at the stage where you want to have things that are very, you just don't like those high risk or those extreme volatile type of situations, you're in the most volatile game that there is in town. So you're looking for the lowest risk, the lowest of that nature for the extreme ofness of it, which is cryptos have these monstrous moves. 30% is like a nothing move more times than not. And when you have a move that went from only $3 to $4.20 and only gained a little over 100 times, that's a small, tiny, not such a great move. And then it only goes from 420 down to like 25. And I mean, you only lose about like 93%, only 92% of your value. And I'm literally saying that. How many other coins did 96 and 97%? It's just crazy how these coins move. And when you're looking, if you're trying to consider this as a form of cautiousness or thinking in a cautious level, or you want to put this, you don't believe in cryptocurrencies at all, really. Or you want to have like insurance, like you have car insurance and you have your house insurance, what have you. Why not fiat currency insurance? And you don't need to have much, because if you know these coins can have these monstrous moves, if you're putting 10% of your portfolio in, then you give yourself the opportunity for significant gains with 10% of your assets of liquid cash or whatnot at risk. Of course, what you do, of course, your own risk reward. I'm just here to go through different ideas I've had. And of course, you're watching these videos probably to get maybe help for different ideas that you may be looking towards for yourself. Whole point of the whole community of having these videos for the making and watching of these videos, what have you. Okay. But if we take a look at this Ethereum is another one of those coins. And if we put Litecoin and Ethereum together, this is what I'm talking about as far as, where's the volatility now? We have a high of 0.56, basically a half. We've got a low here, 0.12. And we might even be saying, really even but 0.16 if. Don't be surprised if this has a decent move up to go to 0.25, 0.3 and whatnot. But it's 5x, not even. Like 4x. from high to low. I mean, that's extremely low volatility for the crypto space. And another one of my coins that I like for the similar thing is neither that of Litecoin or Ethereum crossed together. It's that of Doge and Bitcoin crossed together. And this is not the greatest of log scales. In fact, it's not even a log scale, even though I got it programmed to be what's it right now. So within this price action, this lowest price, you can see I got 27-ish or so. You can even go down here. We've had this low at 17, maybe 20 to 25 is the low. Right now it's at 31. So it's at the relatively low end of the low. And we got this upper resistance here, 100 to, and it's pierced above 100 to 110 mainly, I guess. 108, 110. Scores, Canada. Okay. I'm watching hockey at the same time, and as at 7:22 p.m. Eastern Time, Canada scored the first goal of the hockey game in the World Junior Hockey Tournament. Got no choice but to watch the games. I'm doing this. I'm a big hockey fan. Okay, good. Anyway, we have the range-bound market, 5x move. Yeah, it had this period in 2017 where it managed to get up to like a little above it, but not for that long. Then, as far as that's concerned on that market, not much more to go over on that. Let's just now take a look at Doge against the dollar. And I want to go with Polo next just because they got more data. And there's an interesting setup within this. So let's take a look at it. And what I like about Doge as well, it's hardware wallet. It's so easy to put coins into hardware wallet, Trezor, a Nano Ledger, Atomic Wallet. They're just so easy to find, and the cost to send coins, not that much. The time to move them to exchanges doesn't take that long. Pretty cool coin for all those things. But because I consider a big dartboard rally, and I'm not into Doge right now, I have been in the past, and I don't have any plans of getting in. Although as I look at this at 1 cent right now, this is an interesting setup, which is, well, I'm going to bring it up. So we have this, back in 2017, we hit this support, and we have not even tested this low and been there since, with this low being a higher one. And when drawing lines, we can draw it, and there's that smiley face, and okay, what situations amongst the monthly has it done to get above the 18 average of highs? It barely got above the highs here, but that doesn't really count. And even this doesn't really count either. Now, this getting above the highs did count. But how did it react to that move? Question mark. Answer. Well, one, it took some time to get back in. And two, it took some time. So, okay, it took some time. That's only one thing. But it successfully corrected within this 18. It made the higher low to this little area in here, and then it manages now to get above it. So the 5 cent mark is huge on the short-term time frame. Even looking at this coming in before, when the year ended, 2020, it ended with a move that got to the 18 average of highs, retesting the high from July. And it has to really get above it, like 6 2/3, 7 cents. You say, hey, then that would be the attempt to get this thing back going, and that's what's happening. Just really, well, this month, it's only been 2 days in this month right now, already up over 100%. Daily chart. Okay, well, it was up on today's session, up 81%. It is how it is. And that's when you hold these coins. You could be waiting a shitload. I don't know why I still saying it, whatever. But you could be waiting a shitload of time at these low-end prices, and then next thing you know, it just happens. This thing has been a sideways range, of course, from like 4 cents down to or 0.4 of a cent rather, to or 2/5 to 1/5. And then, of course, now it's broken out. So sell opportunities, however you want to look at it. The question is this a buy opportunity now? After all, when we look at this on the weekly term time frame, this is showing the reversal signs. And looking at, I showed the monthly within the 18. Gets above the highs here, and look how and then you look each time. How does it react to the lows? Here, not terrible here. This one, amazing with the 18. But barely microscopically getting above it and not, first of all, that's where you want to see it. When you see a move here, you hit the resistance, you come back, now you're breaking barely above it. And just because it microscopically gets above it and pulls back, that's no big deal. But short term, you really got to know that this hold is big, and it didn't even do that. So then you see it doing all of this. Oh my goodness, this movement doesn't look good anymore. And then you're seeing a weakness on the 18 lows. You go to the 18 highs, and again you're seeing weakness there. And I mean, all it did for this move would have been here, which came from what was a failed breakout, showing, there we go with the 18 lows. Gets it above in here, and all the weakness in here, and it never broke down. Came up to the 18 average of high. So in here you could be saying, oh, short setup, it's going to be going down. And one of the big things that I've learned is to adjust to the message of the market. And Canada's up 2-0 at 7:27. I was going to bet that game, and I wish I would have, because I figured Canada was going to destroy on this game, and they're so far doing so. I don't know why I'm switching topics. Well, anyway, hockey fan. Moving on back to this chart. So we have many days weakness in here, adjusting to the message of the market. Okay, this thing has been looking like it's been going down, and then we have this day on November the 16th, or week of November 16th rather. And it gets there, and then you're seeing all these weeks where it's just holding there. So now the whole bearish setup now becomes bullish setup. The only difference is the bearish setup here wasn't able to do anything. Right now this bullish setup looks like it is. You have this period in here which makes it to established resistance here and established resistance here. I guess you almost call established here, established here. This is a big, big level that it's broken out of. So big that it's even surpassed the next potential, keywords guess potential, level of resistance here at like 3/5 of a penny, 0.007. We're not talking James Bond here. I'm not a James Bond fan. Anyway, after this whole period, big, big grain, that is just a fantastic, fantastic situation. Big volume in today too. And I'm seeing big volume on what to me looks like a breakout signal. So it wouldn't be a surprise if this thing. And by the way, oh, but look at the volume way back when. Yeah, this is Poloniex, which has much weaker volume now compared to 2017 because of companies like Binance. But yeah, this to me looks like a very, very good setup amongst that of the monthly term chart. Let's calculate some Fibonacci just for something to do. I mean, it's very easy at this stage. This low and this high. So what's this handle on here? 1,955. And I'm just going to take that number, which represents 1.955 cents, of course. So this low in here is 4 zeros on it. And it's 81.72, it looks like. And because this is calculated by, I'm just going to go 10,000. So 3 zeros 1. And this closed at, so I'm taking 2, 3. So I got the third zero on that would be where the 9 is. We're talking, yeah. So therefore, we got 563 in here as. So 5.63 cents would have represented a key level, or for 10 of them, we'll say. That's huge because let me just put the lines in where they're supposed to be. Yeah, because originally it resisted this, and the next level below that is with the 261 handle. And then below that would be the 75 number, which never did go to this one. The 75 number never did go to. So it managed to hold and stay above a 38.2% Fibonacci correction. Therefore, this is a big area of support if it's going to go down there. I don't know what's likely next. A move that would come piercing below, even down to here, or a significant breakout above. But as far as calculating where that next significant breakout is, what I want to do is and I've already located it with my calculation, I want to take high divided by the 61.8% down retracement to the exponent of 1.618, multiply that same number on the low end, which is that of 1955 divided by 75, and that's what I'm going to use. Up target of, that's 1.9 cents at 4 figures. So we're looking at about 15 cents, I would think. If it can get above this, could be a price estimate for where I think the price of Doge can go to. I've heard bad things about Doge. The creator of it was just joking around, like as in a joke, fooling around, not even being when making this coin, and surprises anything people like it. But what he made was something that he can't change anymore, like Bitcoin, Litecoin, and a bunch of the other coins that were made, set up to set up as it is with white papers to do what it does. And then you, as a people, do what you want with these coins. And well, so far over the last decade, and these coins talked about, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Doges, these are legacy cryptocurrencies, to say the least. As they were not only around back in 2017, but Bitcoin was the first. Feathercoin's another one. I haven't seen that in like a coon's age. Is it even over 20 Satoshi now? It's really bad, that coin, I think. And the answer is, well, yeah, 47. I guess it is above it, but let's just take a look. Wow. Failed breakout, eh? Shit happens, basically. Yeah, when I talk about things about, weakness amongst the 18 lows, you start to see it. Well, I'm starting to see it on that one. And then you see it on the daily how it comes down to your 18 average of lows in here. Resist the highs. There's a symmetricalness, and there down she goes. How does this look against the dollar? And I'm just going to end the video. There's a lot of coins. When you're comparing something that's kicking ass like Bitcoin, if you can even just almost go sideways with it, that's impressive. Let alone, of course, getting your ass kicked by it. I mean, look at that. Such a shitty looking coin against the Bitcoin. And a pretty damn bullish setup here, actually. Like I say, a lot of signs I'm seeing for these coins to really start to break out. Is there anything to go on this? We got a coin at 1.5 cents. I mean, what a setup, though. I might day trade. I don't know. There's a chance I might day trade this. And the funny thing is, I got like 0.04 Bitcoin on Bittrex just because I'm too stubborn to pay 50,000. And I have been so stubborn to pay 50,000 Satoshi to get rid of it. And I'm like, I'm just gonna be buying Tesla soon. Although my buy order, I got like barely over the 6 hand. I'm right waiting to get my first buy in. Oh, it's just a good setup here. Okay, let's just see if there's anything more towards this 4-hour term. What's the sideways range? 126. Low high range is 137. That's a differential. 126, 137 is 9. It's about 7-8%. No, I'm not looking for that. I'm just talking to myself about for day trading purposes. If it's other different ways of getting into it, if I do. Oh wow! So we have this week on November the 9th. Holy shit, this is a good setup. We'll see what happens from it, but a lot of coins are having it, though. But you're seeing strength amongst the 18 average of highs. If you see it up like 1.8 to 1.9 cents, then I would be expecting that this thing could have, like, I mean, look at the volatility. I mean, these are the type of thing, the monster volatility you can get from this. This is a thing that when it topped near 62 cents. Now it's 1.5. Once it gets to like barely over 2 cents, only be 30 times down. And yet it has been holding above the 2015 lows and the 2016 lows, and it's been holding on the 2017 lows as well, for that matter too. I also believe with a lot of these coins that, and you can call a lot of them shit coins because they pretty much a lot of them are. A lot of them are going to die. And I'm not saying this one will or will not. But if I do believe a big rally is coming up where all these coins go up very magnificently, it wouldn't be a surprise that many of the ones that will end up failing, but not fail anytime soon, will do, let's have a big rally, and most likely do the lower high deal. Maybe in this case, if Feathercoin happens to be one, maybe it gets up to a dime or 8 cents or something. And then it's just going to be all over, maybe on the next move lower after that. Things to keep in mind. There's a lot of cryptos out there, and I believe that number is even going to, once we see, and we're pretty much getting towards that point, all these coins just going up high in value and the demand for cryptocurrencies to increase, then the creation again to be done so at larger rates of ascent, more people wanting to make cryptos, computer programmers, business entities, and it could lead to some very, very interesting times. I'm just going to get a quick update for what's going on since 7 o'clock for myself. DGB's up, not much really going on there. Nothing else is happening. Okay, thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.